Hey guys, it's time for another snow pushing video. So last time we tried out the SnowSport plow. It was our first snow of the season. It was just a little light 3.5 inch real powdery stuff. Last night we got a little more substantial snow, so we've got probably 7 or 8 inches, and I think this is going to be a lot heavier, wetter stuff. And what I'm interested to find out, where I think this plow is really going to work well, is specifically for this situation. So yesterday, it's been really warm the past week actually. Yesterday it was about 34 degrees and it rained for hours before everything switched over to snow. And so underneath this snow is basically wet gravel and kind of a slushy mess. And in the past, this is where my steel blade would really tear things up. So I think the SnowSport's going to work pretty well if my little tractor can push this much heavy wet snow with it. And so I know we've got comments. I've had comments before when I've talked about this blade tearing up the gravel or tearing up the grass where I push off the gravel, and people have said I need to put shoes on it. Well, I do have shoes on it, and it doesn't matter when you've got wet gravel. Those shoes will just dig right into the gravel, and I'm pushing half my driveway into the yard. It just drives me nuts. So this guy, because of the design, how it just floats on this rubber blade, is way easier on the gravel. The downside of this blade, everything's got pluses and minuses, right? Again, this is the SnowSport utility plow, HD utility plow. The downside to this thing is it's really set up more as a pusher style plow. It's got these sideboards or mold boards or whatever you want to call on it, which works really well if just if you're wanting to push straight. And although this thing does swivel right there, what I found from my initial limited use is it obviously does not roll snow like a regular blade does, because these sideboards kind of stop it from pushing. So I don't know. We'll see how this works. I think on the long straight stretches of my driveway, I'm not sure that I'll have enough weight or traction with my little Kubota to be able to move that snow. So we'll see how it goes. I think on the narrower places where not on the narrower places, on the wider places in front of my shop here and in front of the garage, I think this is going to work really well to get the snow off. But we'll see on the long stretches how it goes. But anyway, I'm going to throw up a camera. We'll fire up the tractor. We'll push some snow, see how it goes. So here's where I was talking about. Look at that slush that's down below. Even though it's cold out now, that snow just insulates and keeps everything wet down at the ground level. right, that worked well. So here, look at this sloppy mess here. This is what I mentioned before. So if I use my steel blade, this would have been completely hogged out. And even as it is with that rubber cutting edge, I pushed a little bit of this kind of mucky stuff here, but very little. So I'm happy with that. That's where this thing really shines, is this wet ground that isn't frozen yet. And pushed a pretty good amount of snow. My main problem, which is what I expected, is just traction. So this is really slick and icy. I told you it was raining all day yesterday. So this is all ice. My driveway is real steep, so that little tractor has a hard time getting traction going up this hill. But if I start at the top and I push down this way, it's not a problem. So I just have to kind of adjust my method a little bit. And I even had to push the road up there because our snowplow guy skipped us. I don't know if you can see very well up there, but pretty good snow piles. So that blade works well. And just kind of reference too, for anybody who's wondering. So first of all, if I had chains on the tractor, I know it would make all the difference in the world, but I don't think you can very easily get chains on the back of these B2601s because of space issues, unless you put spacers on. I could put them on the front, but you know, I get by without them, so I don't want to mess with it. I've got filled rear tires, and I've got about 600 pounds in the back. So that's what I've got going on for traction. And I still have a hard time getting up that hill. It's just a small tractor. It's just what it is. But anyway, so I'm happy with it. Worked good. I like that plow. So next, I'm putting it on my truck, and I'm taking it to the farm. I've got to go clear a much bigger area out there. So I haven't used it on my truck yet. We'll give it a shot on there, see how it goes. Hopefully it works well. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next video.